The magic box or black box rule in entrepreneurship or in sales is that you're the black box and people need to see that through you, where they put something into the black box, they get out what they want. And it has to be a perfect mix of you explain exactly what the confines of the box are, how you get from point A to point B, which proves that you know what you're doing. So, for example, right, you show them your work in that field, like, oh, I can create good art for you, I can manage your logistics. But on the other side, you keep the box black. You don't let them see what's inside of it because you don't want them to copy it. And that's one of the ways you can add value, is simply making an input-output system where people understand that you have the skills, but they do not understand enough to know how to get the skills themselves. Or an even better scenario is where you're offering a skill they can't get themselves, right? Not everyone has the same artistic abilities, and that's a perfect medium, because they could spend years studying, but it's not worth their time. And when you've got something that could be learned, or but takes too long, or is simply unachievable but is well needed, then you settled this perfect point where people are willing to pay for that time and effort so long as it brings them rewards. And the other half of that is that you want to be selling something that is worth more to them through your method than it is to do it any other way. So you can look at, like, when I do interviews, I look at, like, okay, how much have you spent to solve this problem in the past? You know, when people are like I was starting my Lego company, I ask people, how much are you spending on the sets that you've really, really wanted for years? And if they say nothing, then they don't really want it. And I should not be building something for them unless there's a very good reason, because there's a good chance that just like they spent nothing on my competitors, they're also going to spend nothing on me. But if instead someone says, oh man, I've spent hours and hours looking online to find these things. I've spent hundreds of dollars trying to find the closest knockoff, or, you know, trying to pay sellers in other countries to get it to me, and it's just never had the right quality, but I'm willing to pay even more for it. You've struck gold, because those are the people that are already trying, and all you have to do theoretically is make it a little easier or a little cheaper or a little more localized, whatever. You're adding that one thing that the other options that they've paid for with their time or their money or their effort just can't give them as easily. And then you become the default option. And the only other half of that is marketing, right? And so you show, hey, I'm the black box that gets you what you can't do, right? Like what I'm doing to some degree is I'm taking a marketplace that exists and I am building a way to make it easier to use. People could do it themselves, but it would take hours and hours every time they wanted to place an order. So I'm doing something they can't easily replicate, and it brings them value because it saves them time and money. But there's a surcharge in some part. So it really depends. But at the end of the day, if you're offering something that looks like value, it saves some amount of cost that the user was already paying, and you've proven to them that they can't do it themselves and that you are their best option compared to the competitors. You have, in many cases, already sold the idea and or have a great product on your hands. So now all you have to do is go out and build it.